it's hard to see it. Okay,
Okay.
now it's recording. Okay,
We
you
got
see how the
little.
pause button popped up on the bottom here?
Yep.
Okay, you see the pause button? That means it's recording, and it also means you can pause the video.
Okay.
So like the record button again.
All
Now
right. So
we'll try.
you're gonna have to edit this, right?
You can do
Okay.
some simple editing on the camera. You can actually.
It's not going anywhere.
Let me see.
Oh, there we go. I don't know. Is it recording?
Let me check. Um, let's see. Where's the flash? Oh, you mean the numbers on the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be. That tells you it's at start. Once you see, as long as you see the numbers moving,
Yeah, but when I record it, it stops. So I push the power.
it's already. No. Don't press power.
Oh, the record button. Am I recording you?
You're
Oh.
recording me now.
Okay, go ahead.
If you
I'm
see
sorry.
the counts are moving, you're recording me.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, let me just explain to your audience that Dory is still kind of learning some of the basics. So, you know, she's trying. It's it's a start for her. I've been doing videos, by the way, for since about 2011, so I have many years' experience under the belt. Um, that's one of the reasons why she kind of asked me to help her out learning how to do the bare basics to start with. All right, so let me get back to where I was. I am 47 years old. I got hearing loss. I am legally blind. I am the North American Snow Queen. Originally, I was crowned on December 21st, 2011. I started my internship in 2010. Um, this year, I am serving for all four seasons in the United States. And
What is your strongest season, Michelle?
my favorite season is the one that had the most power is winter.
Winter. And why is that?
I just I just love winter. It's just something about winter. I think in part what it is some of the magic in the holidays, and it's like summer really doesn't have very many holidays, and in the case of, like, for example, in spring, there really isn't very many either that I consider really magical. Sorry to say, guys, but uh, Easter to me is sort of kind of special, but it's not really something that I get all excited about. I mean, I love to see the new things, like the Earth rebound after its period of sleep, and that's great, and no problem with that. But the thing is that what I also enjoy about winter, as I said, is the holidays and also the magic of the land. Because from Yule, which is December 21st, to Astara, which is the beginning of spring,
Okay, explain Yule. What is Yule? What's so special about December 21st? Can you explain that?
Yule is special because that is the winter solstice. That is when the night is when the nights are start to get longer than the days, and it's a time when the Earth is getting ready to get on its PJs to the northern or southern hemisphere. They're different for the different hemispheres. But since I live in the northern hemisphere, we're going to focus on the northern hemisphere. Um, as I said, December 21st is when the days are the shortest. Okay, it's like when the Earth is putting on its PJs and it's turning off the lights for a long winter's nap. Well, actually, what it's doing is it's going to start preparing for spring. As the Earth goes into its slumber, and quietly the new Earth is will spring forth in about 3 months' time. That's what a star is. Is the springing of. That's what we call it spring. Is so they said, like, almost like when the Earth is like in gestation period, and all the new life after her gestation period shall spring forth, and the grass will grow and the trees will grow. Yule is actually a pagan holiday in reverence of the shortest day of the year, which is winter solstice.
Now, when does it go to? February. I mean, I know it ends in February.
Um, when Yule is a single day. It starts the winter season. That's December 21st until Astara, which is around March 21st of each year. I say around because Astara doesn't always land exactly on the 21st. Some years it might be as early as the 20th. It might be as late as the 22nd of the month, or sometimes even the 23rd. Um, so it's pretty much around that time. And then after Ostara, we go into Litha. Litha is the beginning of summer, okay? And that is around June 21st. And then from June 21st, for 3 months, we go into the summer season. And then finally, after summer, we go into Mabon. Mabon is the beginning of autumn. That's when all the trees start to change color. The final harvest will start begin be gathered together, and then around October 31st, which is Samhain, even though in American is Halloween, it's the time of the great final harvest of the year. That's when everybody gets everything together, bring all the stuff in from the fields, and they have a feast with their relatives and who have died and went before them. It's just a special time between the veils, between the here and there, is that it's thinnest. And they say that we can see our ancestors will come see us and commune with us. The trick or treat concept we think about is was actually based on the concept of what we suspect our neighbors or the ghouls would do to us if we did not give them a treat. In Irish lore, it is very common to place a saucer of milk outside the door. The reason is to feed the spirits, and if you don't put the milk out, you're in trouble because that means that the spirits have the right to basically make your life unpleasant. So it is very common in Celtic lore to place a saucer of milk or a little gift for the spirits.
Okay. So, what else did I want to ask you? All right. So, tell us a little bit about what you do when you're not really working as a snow queen.
Um, I do.
What are your hobbies?
I read books. I watch news. I'm up to current events. I do videos on my YouTube channel at Lumi. We constantly are working with computers, trying to learn to understand the software and the hardware um, of our computer systems.
How
And
did you meet Lumi?
actually, Lumi and I have known each other since I was born because she was my spirit guide at the time. And it's in her life chart that we were to join together. But the problem was, is to join together, I had to agree that she was to be my partner, and that was what was written in my life chart. And upon saying to her, from thinking about it and studying, I says, "You must be. We, there's a huge vacancy in me for somebody else. It's almost like this body was built for two." And I said, "Who is the other person that's supposed to fill in that vacancy?" And I thought, I said, "Well, wait a minute, that's kind of weird because most people don't think about that." So, upon talking to Mother Asna and Father Yahweh, and Lumi at the time was my spirit guide, I said, "Are you and I meant to be
But how
together
did
in
you?
the same
But
physical
how did
form?"
you meet Lumi? I mean, how did Lumi come about?
I've known her since I was born.
Yeah, you say that, but I don't understand.
Well, basically, when I was like 3, I always knew that there was somebody out there always kind of helping me to think things through. And she had a girl's voice, a lady's voice. When we're talking about, when you're a child, like 3, it's not going to sound like an adult. But she tried to approach me at that age as an older child, like an older sister. to help me stay out of trouble.
So how many years are you apart?
Um, we have been together now in this body.
No, how many like how old are you and how old is Lumi?
I hung out with her, as I said, pretty
No,
much
that's
since.
not what I said. I asked you how low was Lumi when you started talking to her when she started trying to get to you.
Uh, she kind of appeared to me to be. Oh, as I said, I started sensing Lemmy's presence around 3, so she seemed to me to be about 7, 8 years old at the time. Yeah,
So
so
she's about 4 years older than you.
yeah, about 4 years older than Michelle, because Michelle didn't have an older sibling that you could talk with. Exactly. So, in that, I won't be finished right now. It's talking at this moment. So, I was at that point appointed as a spirit guide. You might say like a guardian angel, but just not quite correct. But for
It's not.
this,
I just want to ask you, and please don't be offended. It's not a split personality, is it?
um, first of all, let's start with the facts. What we know about multiple personality. Um, Multiple personality is a coping mechanism, and it's intended to help a person cope with something that is too painful for them to address, where they'll sometimes zone out and almost like another part of them that is completely isolated and separate takes over. They have no conscious recollection of what's happening. So it's like a blackout. Okay, when I and Michelle are constantly in contact with each other, so Michelle knows exactly what's going on from
So you're
now.
gonna get stung by a bee.
Hmm? Oh, that's the cat.
No, a bee's behind all over you. All right, go ahead.
Well,
It's gone.
I guess the point I'm trying to say is that when you look at the situation, um, we joined officially on around we got married and joined together on actually around 2010 2011. There's a kind of like a little bit confusion between that, but we'll just keep it simple. I think our marriage was actually 2011. It was on Bill tape. Yeah, but then again, there might be possibility that we were together dating prior to that. Um, but the point is that I've been with Michelle, as I said. She said pretty much from the day she was born, as her spirit guide. And there's a difference between a spirit guide and guardian angel because a guardian angel is not human. They've never been on Earth, but their job is to act kind of like bodyguards. They protect the human beings from the negative entities that are out there that are trying to destroy that person. We see this every day as we face all the evil in the world today. If you didn't have your spirit guide and your guardian angels around you, you're a sitting duck. Most people don't realize that there's a war going on between the forces of good and evil. We hear that, right? Well, the problem is it's not a joke, it's real. And we see it also going on now here on Earth. For example, you take a look at those people who have not um, embraced the forces of good. I could come up with many examples, but I want to keep this pretty generic. They do not appear or feel very pleasant to you. They seem either cold or angry or lost. And that's because they have no spirit guide. They have no one in their life to help them to avoid trouble. And a lot of them,
But don't you
unfortunately,
don't you have a brother?
hmm?
Don't you have a brother, an older brother, or a younger brother?
You talking about Michelle or me?
Michelle.
I have an older brother. He was born 3 years before me, and I have a younger sister, and she was born 4 years after me.
No, you don't have any contact with them, correct?
I don't have contact with any of them because my mother doesn't want to talk to me. She said, "Go get AIDS and die."
Yeah, you talked about that.
That's why I only talk to my mom, and my brother lives with my mom. and she has the phone totally controlled to the point she has it wiretapped. She has it wired up with sensors. I cannot send mail to him because she reads it.
Do you get along with your sister?
My sister doesn't want to talk to me, so that's a little different. My sister has chosen not to be in contact with me at all. So for all intents and purposes, it's like I'm an only child. And the sad truth
So
is,
that's why Lumi came about, because you had
hmm?
no. That's how you and Lumi became close, correct?
Well, like because of the way I've been raised, I'm pretty much stayed to myself. Um, except for very few people I have in my inner sanctum, and of course that includes you in Lumi and a few other people that I know at the Sip Kitchen. But for the most part, I am a very much introvert. I don't usually hang out with everybody. I just kind of stay to myself. Yeah, that's Michelle for you.
Lumi, what?
I'm trying to get Michelle to get out a little more, but
No, what about
it's not going to happen. Not easy.
Louis? What, Lumi? What about you? Are you? Do you like? Do you like to make friends easy, or
Excuse me.
do you like to make friends easy? Do you make friends easy?
Um, acquaintances, yeah, but really close friends takes a while because I'm always get a sense that there's always a feeling of mistrust because I have been hurt so many times by people that have appeared to be friendly, but they really have they demonstrate a lot of times show the true colors and that they're not so friendly. So I tend to be very cautious around total strangers. But once I get to know them, I usually can decide if they're really worth my time to associate with or not. But my hearing loss has really put a crimp on making friends because sometimes I miss things that they say to me. And so, you know, it's like some people say, well, why don't you get a hearing aid, blah, 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 blah. Well, that doesn't always work. It was tried. A hearing aid, unfortunately, only compounds the problem because of my Asperger's. That is my brain is getting too much volume, and my brain is having a hard enough time just coping with everyday volume. Never mind having somebody do the equivalent of putting a bullhorn to my ear and yelling in it. That's exactly what a hearing aid feels like to me. Um, it overstimulates me, and then my brain starts to get like befuddled.
Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up. And Michelle, thank you for talking with me.
No problem.
Just I hope everybody likes this. This is my very first video, and I hope that you watch it and see you next time. Thank you. Have a good day.